Seattle Seahawks do for Darnold. Put him in the perfect system, damn near. Now it's the NFL. You just gonna have to put the team on your back here and there. But even then, even when the ball was forced in his hands, play calling, Kubiak still on point. Defense, McDonald still on point. Heavy. Run game, heavy, still on point. They didn't get crazy. They didn't get shaken up. No, they adapted, kept it calm, and went with it. Tight situations, they still put Sam Darnold in the best situation to win. They didn't panic like KOC does. Start just calling plays out his ass with no logic to him like KOC does. No, it's thought about. It makes sense. That's the difference right there. KOC panics. He loses it. Similar to Kirk. Like I said, damn near a year ago, he is the Kirk Cousins of the head coach position. Coach of the year? Coach of the year? How? Why? And really, why? There's no why to it at all. Let's get back to it, man. Here we go. This is FLORIO once again. But too evil, the system is what it's about. The system McCarthy was in. The system Brock Purdy's in, right? The system Darnold was in. The system Lamar Jackson is in. It's all about system around here in the NFL. Too evil, never forget it, baby. You know it. I know it. You know? Come on, man. It's not rocket science. It's football. Let's get it. Here we go, man.
On gas, groceries, and internet.
Oh, benefits.
Go ass up, Shaq.
And those are what I call benefits.
How? Just like that.
The Brian Flores case. Now, and I want to keep this as simple as possible for two reasons.
Makes sense. Is FLORIO a Wake Forest fan? Is that Wake Forest? No, that's West Virginia. Is FLORIO from West VA? Huh? Let me know in the chat if you know where FLORIO is from. Is he a West Virginia fan or just a regular shirt he has on? Here we go.
One, I want you to understand it. And two, I don't want to give myself a migraine trying to explain it.
No need for that.
But it's as simple as this. Even though the case has been lingering for nearly 4.5 years,
right?
The threshold question has been,
what's up?
And hopefully will not continue to be.
Facts.
Where is this dispute going to be figured out?
See, you see, FLORIO, that's the thing right there. Like, I know you want to sit up there and act like you don't know. You know how the NFL, you know the NFL ego it's in. Like, come on, FLORIO. Come on, FLORIO. You know exactly how long it will take. It will never end until the trial is done, etc. But the NFL won't say, hey, let's just stop it. We know we were wrong, this and that. They won't do that. Right? The way they treated this man allegedly because of the color of his skin, right? And it's the truth here, facts here. People don't like the facts and the truth, obviously, evidently, especially in Minnesota. I mean, wow, man. Truths and facts don't matter at all in Minnesota, period. Why they haven't won a Super Bowl yet. That's why they will be piss poor. If the organization is anything like majority of the fan base and media, etc., if it's anything like that in the building deeply, guess what? The Vikings will never win a Super Bowl ever. Straight up. Here we go. Let's word. But you know why, FLORIO. You know how long. Come on now, FLORIO. Stop it.
Figured out in court before a truly independent party, a federal judge with a lifetime appointment, who is there to make decisions regardless of any biases, prejudices, connections, relationships, anything? Or is the NFL going to be able to pull out the vacuum cleaner and suck the whole case into its preferred form? Which
waiting game right now. Like he said, what are they going to be able to do? Like the NFL just thinks, oh, we can lead with our money, etc. No, maybe we're going to get really right and wrong here. NFL trying to lead with their pockets and numbers and power and status. No, maybe it's really going to be some justice around this motherfucker in this case here, man. Maybe the NFL can't just use their power and use their prestige like none other. You know, they can't just push their way and bully their way around. Flores will fight back. That's why you got to respect B Flow. Win, lose, or draw, he fights back. Period. You hear me? No doubt, man. Let's get back to it. Here we go.
Which I like to call the rigged kangaroo court of arbitration. Oh, I got it wrong. The secret rigged kangaroo court of arbitration, because there are many benefits to the NFL.
Wow.
First and foremost, it keeps everything quiet. It doesn't play out with court filings that are available to the public. There isn't a trial at the end of the day that anyone can attend.
Wow.
But the more significant benefit is the commissioner runs the show. The CEO of the company determines the outcome of the lawsuits filed against the company.
Well, I mean, that's not shocking at all. Period. Here we go.
And the best thing that's come out of the Brian Flores case has been that someone who wears a black robe has come to the conclusion at multiple levels, district court level and appeals court level.
It's about right and wrong. Period. It's about right and wrong here, man. They're really looking at it. They're not just saying, oh, hey, we're going to give the win to the NFL just because and make it a money move, a money play. No. Come on, bro. And that's how it should be, period. That should be the norm, period. Believe we live in a world where it's not the norm. That's the problem right there. And people can't realize that, don't want to realize it, even if they do. They don't care at all. But you know what's up, Florio. That's it. Bottom line. Someone up there said, no, they're going to be held accountable for around here. It's no more bullying your way through, pushing your power, pushing your numbers, leading with your money. No. We're going to look at right and wrong here and deal with it accordingly.
That probably shouldn't happen. You probably shouldn't have the CEO of the company in charge of the lawsuits filed against the company. There's probably something fundamentally unfair when it comes to the dispensation of justice, that the person making the decision doesn't just have a connection to the defendant.
All right.
He is the defendant. Or he's hired and paid by one of the defendants.
Right.
Or multiple of the defendants. So the Flores case was filed by him initially against the Dolphins, who had just fired him, against the Broncos and the Giants for failing to hire him. And this was the first time any high-profile individual in the NFL filed a lawsuit making accusations of racial bias, racial discrimination. Not long after.
And you know, the NFL, they can't be looked at like that. Oh. They can't be seen as that. No way, no how.
After that, Ray Horton joined the lawsuit based upon the failure of the Titans to hire him when they hired Mike Mularkey. And Steve Wilkes added his name to the lawsuit based upon his one-year stint as the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. And then Brian Flores added the Texans because after he filed his lawsuit, and he was one of the finalists for the job in Houston, they went off the board with the three finalists and hired Lovie Smith.
Hello, what he said? Who we got here? Who in the building here? Let's see what's up here. Who this here? The sharpest sword in the building. What up, dog? SKOL Vikes, here we go. What he said, though, you have a bunch to say about Minnesota and Vikings fans. You're damn right. Don't like them, get off the tip then. First of all, whose tip am I on? And who don't I like, period. That's first off. What fans don't I like, etc. You know. So what you talking about here, bro? Get off what tip? Here we go. Let's get a. Why don't you accept the truth? Accept facts. The sharpest sword. Try that. Let's get it. That's what they don't like right there. We go.
And that argument is, you didn't hire me in retaliation for the fact that I've stood up and asserted my legal rights against the Shield and all of its members. So that's the case in a nutshell, not a small nutshell, fairly large nutshell.
Right.
But the NFL's first line of defense in any case that's filed against it is, how do we find a way to force this into arbitration?
If match, strike it. Change the equation. Essential.
Success starts when the right people surround you. Teammates who push you.
Yeah, because the NFL wants the power. They want the control. Of course, that's what they want.
And initially what happened was the NFL won. And there was a mixed bag. Some things didn't fall.
Like you said, the NFL won. The NFL always won. It's this the first time. That's why it's such a big deal. That's why you got to respect Flores even more, man, right here. That's why it's such a big deal right here, right? You know, Flores, keep fighting, bro. Keep fighting. It's never been like this. Normally, the NFL just throws their weight around, throw their numbers and money and status around, and it's done. But now it's about right and wrong, man. Like he said, first time really when the NFL, when it's really about, okay, who's really going to win? Like, we're going to really go to trial here and the right thing and justice will prevail, hopefully. So you got to respect B Flow, his fight, man. Straight up. We go, man. We got in the building. Yo, Lamont in the building. What up, bro? Lamont in the building. SKOL Vikes, man. Here we go. Let's get it. Shout out Lamont in the building once again, bro. Let's get it. For real, man. We go. Let's get back to it. But shout out B Flow all day, every day. Show you right. Wow.
All within the scope of an enforceable arbitration agreement. Some things did. There was an effort by the plaintiffs at some point to file what they call a motion for reconsideration, which is a delicate thing to do because
see, FLORIO get in. I ain't gonna cap. FLORIO get in it though, man. You hear me though? FLORIO, man. Hey, I told you the last three, that boy FLORIO been rocking. I ain't gonna lie. Here we go, man. Let's word.
What you're doing is you're saying to the judge,
for sure,
we think you're wrong, and we'd like for you to take a second look at this so you'll come to the same conclusion that we have,
man,
that you were wrong. And it worked. And that's where, and again, I'm keeping this as simple as possible. That's where the judge presiding over the case decided this whole arbitration thing stinks. It's fundamentally unfair to have the person who's in charge of the organization that's been sued be the person who's in charge of the arbitration involving the entity that is defending it. That was appealed to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit, which has jurisdiction over New York. The appeals court agreed. That's when it went to the Supreme Court, with the NFL filing a petition to get the Supreme Court to take the case. And when the Supreme Court decided earlier this year that it won't take the case, and the Supreme Court only takes a small percentage of the cases presented to it, that's when all this stuff ends. The clouds finally part after 4 years. We can get down to the actual litigation. 4 years in, we can finally move off of square one. And Brian Flores, Ray Horton, Steve Wilkes can begin the process of developing the case through what they call discovery. You've probably heard that term before. That's where, and there are various rules under the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure that give the parties the ability to go get information. You ask it, and they have to provide it. And there will be fights over whether or not you're entitled to it. There are depositions, which are an incredibly important tool when it comes to proving any case, especially an employment case, because you want to pierce through the stated reasons for the decisions that were made, and you want to expose through circumstantial evidence that those reasons are not credible, that it's all a pretext for some sort of bias. We haven't even gotten there yet. And I thought we were there once the Supreme Court decided not to take the NFL's petition for appeal. I didn't realize.
And once again, I got to throw in there, dog, just how great, bro, Flores is, how Flores has been. I mean, you check his stats with the lack of talent, just how great he's been, how consistent he's been. We talk about if we should see a drop off and inconsistency, it should be from the defense, not the offense. But Flores has been consistent from jump. Now get this man the right personnel or the personnel he wants and watch him work for real. You hear? Get this man an elite cornerback, just one, and watch how things go for real. Are you kidding me here? All this going on, he's dealing with it, of course. And he still is great. Still is phenomenal at his job, what he does, putting them boys in position to win. He kicking ass and taking names. Here we go. SKOL VIKES. Lock in, Flo. Lock in, baby. Let's get it, bro. He's making a real statement. You know, win, lose, or draw. Once again, he's making a real statement. Period. And also, shout out to the court, Supreme Court, whatever, dog, for making it a fair trial, fair ball, fair game, for not letting the NFL just come in there and throw their status and money around again. Respect for that. Not only if every situation was like that, right? If that's how the entire justice system, judicial system operated, right? Here we go.
The NFL had filed its own motion for reconsideration. So the judge makes a ruling. The plaintiffs ask for reconsideration. Dear judge, we would respectfully request that you take a closer look at the fact that you were wrong and it worked. Maybe the NFL just thought, shit, if it works for them, it works for us. It didn't work. And the ruling that was signed yesterday by Judge Valerie Caproni, the district judge who's in charge of the case, 15-page ruling. And when you've practiced law in a former life, you know how to read a ruling efficiently. The first thing that you always do is go to the last page and read the last paragraph. That tells you what happened. Now, in this one, the first paragraph tells you what happened.
We go.
And then I knew how to skim through it and skip over the stuff that's just legal mumbo jumbo that's setting the stage for the opinions that the judge.
FLORIO coming legal. That boy FLORIO coming legal for the people. Here we go, man. Let's get it. SKOL VIKES.
Judge is reaching based upon the request that's been made. And there's some language in there that makes it clear the judge is not happy with the NFL's efforts to delay this thing as long as possible. And she makes the point. If you're going to argue that arbitration is a far more efficient way to resolve these disputes, you can't bog the case down with all these efforts to try to slow it and delay it. And that's the key.
Right.
In my opinion, they don't want Flores, Horton, and Wilkes to be able to start pursuing the truth.
FLORIO, there you go, dog. Come on with it, FLORIO. No hold back, Jack. No cap. It's the FLORIO I like, man. Right here. Come on with it, man. Come on with it. Let it out, FLORIO. Let it out, man. You know it. I know it. You've been paying attention, bro. Here we go. Let's get it. Let's work. Yeah, man, you heard what he said. Running back one more again. They don't want to hear the truth. The truth, just like he said. Like the whole world don't want to hear the truth, right? Minnesota Vikings fan base media don't want to hear the truth, right? Here we go. Shout out Flores, man. Shout out FLORIO. FLORIO breaking it down today for real. Let's get back to it.
They don't want them to be able to start sending to the lawyers representing the NFL and the various teams what we call a notice of deposition for the owner of the Dolphins, Stephen Ross, the owner of every team that's been sued, the commissioner. That's when it gets interesting. I've said this before many times. When you get folks who are accustomed to submitting to no authority other than their own.
Right. Exactly. Power trip, man. Power trip. You hear me? No doubt.
And you get them in a setting where they are expected to answer questions. Pointed, direct, blunt, aggressive, sometimes when the circumstances call for it, hostile questions. They get pissed.
Yep.
And it comes out.
Wow.
Get up close with exclusive access to unique experiences worldwide.
We go. Florio coming with it, man. No lie.
We had gotten, and I can't remember how I got my hands on it.
Like I said earlier, a Flores. I'm gonna just say that again to you, bro. Let it really sink in. As you roam and moving, just stay aware. like he just said, power trip. This is something the NFL hasn't been used to in some years and forever. They're used to getting their way, it going how they have it go, period. Not having to worry about to express the truth or tell the truth, none of that. So I'm just saying, just be aware, Flo. That's it, dog. That's it. Never know what lengths they may go to keep their image a certain way or their undefeated record, right? We go.
I can't remember whether it was reported somewhere. Somehow, we got a copy of the transcript of the deposition that the commissioner gave in the still lingering insurance dispute over the massive concussion settlement. And when you read a transcript of a deposition, it gets very dry very quickly. You got to know when to skim. You got to know when to slow down. You got to know what you're looking for. And it's just words on a page. But there were multiple instances where I could tell he wasn't happy with whatever question had been asked. And that's one of the ways that you get good stuff. The thinking is,
once again, let you know, I'll be dropping the link at the hour mark. Once again, want to come rock and roll with me, lock in with me, say how you feel, just make sure it's real. The hour mark, lock in, no doubt. SKOL VIKES, here we go, baby. Let's win.
If you can legitimately frustrate and agitate the witness, there's a chance the truth is going to trickle out accidentally.
Wow.
There's another approach too, where you
man, hold on, run it back. What he said? Damn, Flo. So you coming today, Florio? Wow. I ain't even gonna say nothing. Just listen, pay attention.
With whatever question had been asked. And that's one of the ways that you get good stuff. The thinking is, if you can legitimately frustrate and agitate the witness, there's a chance the truth is going to trickle out accidentally. There's another approach too, where you can make the witness ridiculously comfortable and act like you're the witness's best friend. And through that thing that you can create a vibe where it's a conversation, the truth can also spill out that way. And I'm not saying anyone goes in to commit perjury in these settings. The reality is, people have locked into their version of the events. Here's why this happened. Here's why we did what we did. When it's time to go testify, you're not going to suddenly do a 180 and say, well, that was just the version we came up with. That's why those cases are so hard. That's why I don't miss it, because those are the cases I handled. To prosecute a case like that as the lawyer.
So Florio has been deep in the system. He knows the ins and outs of that so-called system right there. The ins and outs of it, how it works, what goes on. So Florio, like, man, bro. Oh yeah.
Representing the plaintiff. It is a lot of work because you have a lot of people who are
So
sticking
Florio has, I'm sure he's seen the corruption firsthand. He's seen how, oh man, oh bruh, here we go.
to the party line. And you have to come up with ways to get through that. And then you have to come up with arguments that the facts don't make sense.
Mhm.
That if you did what you did for the reason you did it, when you consider other relevant factors, it doesn't hold up. It's not logical. It's hard to do.
Right.
Very hard to do. The NFL has been trying to delay that. Because one of the reasons they have this in-house arbitration process is they want to keep this stuff secret. They don't want to have someone like me get my hands on Michael Bidwell's 6-hour deposition in the portion of the case that relates to Steve Wilkes and some of the allegations that we know he's already made as it relates to things that happened while Steve Kahn, the former GM, was suspended for some period of time at the start of the 2018 training camp. The burner phone issue, remember that?
Mm.
From the Terry McDonough arbitration. So they want to keep this process of discovery deferred for as long as possible.
I also kind of had an idea that I wanted to push them on a little further than they've ever been pushed before to make something new. So this, a 10,000 milliamp hour battery that's already this small, is pretty clutch. But
the problem with pushing it too far, you don't want to piss off the judge. Not that the judge is going to overtly hold it against you. There is so much discretion on so many issues that come to the attention of a judge during the handling of a case from start to finish. And the judge can go either way. You don't want the judge to be thinking that you deserve.
And see, at the end of the day, just him saying that, you just realize, hey, like humans really are in their ego. Humans really have the power. Some humans even try to play God. Just like he said, the judge, not whether the judge is fair or right, or, really separates right and wrong and is a fair judge. No. The judge can basically do and say whatever he wants, and the decision he makes is what it is. See how much power humans have in their hands, or some humans have in their hands per se. You understand? See how much power certain ones have in their hands? No wonder why some of these humans in humanity walk around trying to act like God, bruh. You know it. I know it. This is a judge. If he doesn't want to play it fair, he don't have to. Guess what? Who's going to hold him accountable? Believe in God, not man or woman. Everything corrupted after man and woman touch it. Here we go. Let's get back to it.
To have all of these things go against you. You don't want the judge to be upset with you. There's a lot of walking on eggshells that happens in any given case, especially when you're in a smaller jurisdiction and you're going to practice in front of the same judge over and over again. Now, I don't think that is as much of a concern. This should be more about, hey, this is the judge is going to be making rulings in this case until the case is over. And the judge isn't happy. And we haven't even gotten this thing started. So maybe it'll finally get started. And maybe we'll start to see and hear some of the things that go on at these depositions.
Shit, come on, Florio now. I'm sure you've heard a lot of things that go on at those depositions. You've been right in the mix, Florio, so you understand what's up. Okay, you may not feel comfortable saying it, cool. But at the end of the day, you know what's going down in a bookie downtown, Florio, for real. You know it. I know it. Here we go. Swear.
Maybe Brian Flores, Steve Wilkes, and Ray Horton will move toward.
Hold up. Who in the building? Hold on, man. Who in the building talking, man? Who with us, man? Who we got in the building? Troy Caldwell in the building. What up, dog? SKOL vibes. Here we go, man. What he said, too evil, you stupid. What? Expound. Why he too stupid, man? Why he too stupid? Expound. Here we go. Let's get it. Let's go, man. SKOL VIKES.
Toward the day where we go to court and we let it all play out and we let a jury decide.
Right.
A jury that is completely disconnected from either party in this case. Any of the various teams and plaintiffs, they can decide. The way it should be. That's the way it should be.
Mm-hmm.
That's why this chronic effort to rig the process, and I know we live in an age where a lot of things are accused of being rigged. This is a rigged process that the NFL has been using. How can you not call it rigged?
Shout out FLORIO again. He called it out. Matter of fact, where the sirens at around this bitch? FLORIO coming hot again. FLORIO coming real hot again. Respected.
I've said many times, why would you even want to be in a position when you're the commissioner to be the one to decide this case? Why do you want to be in this spot where doing the right thing means pissing off the people who decide whether or not you're going to keep the job? So one of these days, I think, or as I mentioned in the PFT post, one of these years, this thing will move forward and there'll be a trial unless there's a settlement. And that's the last point before I move on.
Crispy air.
I mean, I'm sure you're going to say Flores don't care about the money. It's not nothing about the money at this point. Flores been seeing, I repeat, been seeing big money.
Lightly charted home. Magic. It's not delivery. It's DiGiorno.
Are you nervous?
No.
Just gonna be riding around being your moral support.
Sometimes I'm gonna need it. Oh,
I've been asked when this case has come up in radio interviews or just conversations. There have been questions from folks that were submitted to this podcast. Has the NFL tried to settle this? Will the NFL try to settle it? My guess would be the NFL has made no effort to settle the case because they believe they can force the whole thing to arbitration. And the case has a very different value if it's going to be an arbitration than if it's going to be an open court. And now, here we are. We know we're going to go to open court. The NFL has exhausted, I believe, all reasonable efforts to get it to arbitration. This would be a time for the NFL to make the plaintiffs an offer they can't refuse.
How much?
And that's where...
How much, Florio? What is, like, how much? What offer would that be? Let's just say realistically, they offer Flores something. Let's say, I don't think he ever will, but let's say Flores accepts a number. What number would be good enough? It would have to be what? 100 mil? 100 M's? What? 200 M's? What? Not a man. But I don't think for Flores, it's not about the money any longer. Let's get it.
It's interesting. Because what if Brian Flores' mindset is, I don't want your money.
Right. Exactly, man. That's what I've been saying the whole time. Ain't about the money, man. It's about principles, man. You know, principles, bro. Type shit. You're about the truth, man. Right and wrong, period. Brian Flores stand on something, right? Stand for something, no doubt. Exactly what I said. Florio know what's up. Here we go. You know what's up.
I want justice. I want my day in court because it's not just for me. It's for everybody else that didn't get a fair shot at either getting a job as an NFL head coach or keeping a job as an NFL head coach. So go ahead, keep offering. I'm going to keep saying no because this is what I want.
Yep.
Now, there's a certain number, and I don't know what it is, but there's a number between $100,000.
Hold on, man. Who got in the building? Bat in the building. My dog Bat in the building. What up, Holmes? You hear me? SKOL VIKES, man. Here we go. Here we go, baby. Bat in the building, heavy, man. Let's get it. What he said. KOC's pass heavy offense caused Darnold to go 18 for 41. No, what he said, 18 for 41 166 yards, 0 touchdowns, and a 57.0 passer rating versus a Detroit defense missing numerous starters, including Hutchinson and McNeil. Wow, Bat. Wow, man. Wow, Bat. And you know what's crazy, Bat? They don't want to admit KLC does any wrong. They don't want to admit it's KLC's coaching or lack of play calling. That's the problem right there, right, Bat? Bat coming in hot once again, like damn near always. But that's the problem right there. Look at those stats. Boom. And this is versus who you said, Bat? A Detroit defense missing numerous starters, including Hutchinson and McNeil, and you couldn't get it done versus them? But it's all McCarthy, huh?